Looks like a gorgeous winter afternoon. Oh, it's warmed up. Nice. She's cold. Jetta didn't want to start this morning. Where's Cranky? Anyways, I've been procrastinating changing the battery in it. I knew it was no good. Well, guess who gets to change the battery? Minus 30 today. Yeah, that's good times. Gotta wait till my wife gets home so I can boost the car, and I'm gonna try and at least bring it in the shop, so I gotta make some room. So I figured while I do that, I'll show you guys the progress I've got on the dish pig. I've gotten a little bit done in a bunch of areas, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'll show you guys what I've been up to. The first thing I got done was the cab corner on the passenger side. I'd say it turned out equal to the other side, but I didn't butcher the bottom nearly as much. And on this one, I didn't go into the door sill, I just went up to it. Really just to try and see what the difference would have been between the two. I can't say I have a preference one way or the other. Both worked out quite well. And then the next thing I did after I sealed up the rest of the corners down there with the POR is I did get down there with the seam sealer. I got down there with the seam sealer. I got down here with the seam sealer. Then I hit the whole thing with the rock guard, that rubberized rock guard coating. Came out pretty good. I only did one coat, like one pretty heavy coat. The next thing I'm going to do is put some cork on it and use the cork as the sound deadener. So the stuff I'm using to sound insulate the truck, it's just cork, and it's actually cork underlay that you use under flooring, like a vinyl plank flooring. I think it's 3 or 4 mil thick. It's not super thick, but it's got a plastic membrane on one side and then the cork on the other, so it's pretty water resistant. Cork adds a lot of sound deadening value, and it's accessible to me. So it was about $100 for a roll, 40 inches by 100 feet long, so it should well do the whole truck. It's not Hushmat or any of those sound deadening products, but should do the job that I needed to do. So the fuel tank's in, strapped in. Probably unnecessarily wrapped it in insulation, but you know, cooler fuel creates more power. This thing's gonna be a pure powerhouse. Let's not kid ourselves. Kind of pre-wired a bunch of stuff, so you got your fuel sending unit wired, speaker wires. I also ran wiring, so it goes up all along the door sill down the A-pillar. So I wired up the dome light, and then I also brought wires in for the dome light to tie into some door switches, which were never on this truck, but I'm gonna add those. So everything here, cork's on, fuel tank's in, fuel tank strapped down. Everything's ready to go underneath here. And then right here is the rear firewall. It's all done, ready for upholstery. So I'm going to carpet the bottom half with the black carpet, and then up top here, I think I'm just gonna use the gray headliner material, which I got coming. So I got my holes for my speakers, classic 6x9s. That's real hot rod stuff there. So this is ready to go back in anytime. I'm still waiting for the headliner material. I've got the rest of the stuff here to do it. I'll probably get to that this week. At least putting the carpet on for now, and then wait for the rest. And then underneath, I put a new coupling on the drive shaft. I got the drive shaft connector all hooked up, and then I was able to rotate it. I jacked up the back end. Come on, go. Oh, maybe not. There we go. I jacked up the back end to make sure. Why did it just do that? Oh, I gotta figure out how to use this thing. So all that's left to do down here now, there. All that's left to do down here now
is I'm just gonna try and make a secondary. It's only got one bushing mounting the drive shaft, if you can see it right there, or not the drive shaft, the transmission. So I'm gonna take this bracket right here and make a secondary mount so the transmission's good and mounted. So I'll get that done, and then, man, that's it. Then it's pull it out, fabricate it up, or finish welding it up, and call it done. This is the worst video ever. So I've got my new starter button sorted out. This is going to go on the floor. It's going to replicate the original mechanical starter button that you push with your foot. I've got a high amp push button. This is pure race car stuff here. Just a plastic pipe plug with a grommet for the wiring. And then this is just a weatherproof screw together connector so it can come apart if it ever needs to be serviced. But pretty simple solution. This worked out really well. That just goes inside. The button gets capped off. I've got the rubber grommet that's going to cover over top of it to make it look factory. And then that guy goes on top. And once that's in there, it's going to look exactly as it would if it were the mechanical button. So here it is, mounted to the floor. Just mocked up right now, kind of loose, but I need it there for the throttle assembly that I'm trying to put together right now. So that's it on the inside. So you can see it mounted up to the floor, all grommeted up nice. Wires come down. You got your connector there, easy peasy, clean, I like it. So if one thing has taken 8 months, that's not the entire build of the truck, it is the throttle linkage, which I finally just sorted out. Really happy with the way it turned out. It's a little bit unconventional, which is good. This was all just parts from one of the kids' drum sets that we had kicking around in the basement that they haven't used forever. The pedal, this linkage back here with the spring on it. So it's got the return spring and everything, the pedestal, super cool. It was a little tricky because of the way it works on this thing. As it comes down, it actually comes in through the bottom and then rotates the bell crank up top. So it was trickier. It's not like your normal pull cable that would be up here on a carburetor and you just pull it back. Those are super simple. This was much more difficult. So now that I know this rod length here, I'm gonna find something nice. If I can't, I'll probably just end up getting a piece of steel tube that I can slide over top of that to stiffen it up and call it done.
So that's about it. It's great. It's a little better. I'm at a point now where I'm ready to pretty much pull the engine back out when I can wrangle some help, and then I can start finalizing. I can finish welding the frame up, the engine mounts, and do a major clean, a major degrease, paint, prep and paint. And man, we're getting to a point where it's just assembly after this. So the interior will start to go back together here, maybe even today if I get lucky. So we'll see what happens. You want to see? That's all you wanted to see? It's just you and me?
Why we're having pictures?
Why not?
Why don't you want to have your phone and do a picture?
Ciao for now. Stay warm, stay safe. Because we're just having fun. You having fun?